Send them in.
Our thriller film fits the general and overall conventions of a thriller. There is seemingly an ordinary man in an ordinary house who has obviously done something that the other characters don't like. But it could be more complicated because either of the two sides of people could be good or bad. I think that our film has some features which could push it into the subgenre of mystery thriller because there is a sense of mystery with some of the characters. There are some camera shots in our film which comply with typical conventions of a thriller production like medium long shot and some close-ups. We tried to mix these typical thriller shots with a variety of other shot types to keep the audience interested, so there are also low angle shots, high angle over the shoulder shots and fast zooms. Our film also fits with thriller conventions of editing as well, because there are some quick shots and the music delivers a feeling or tension whilst still moving the story along in a suitable way and speed. Thrillers generally have dark feeling about them, and this is reflected in the lighting, and we have tried to use shadows and lights to create feeling of darkness within the film to conceal the characters involved. On this website the quality isn't as good as it could be, so the film does appear to be quite dark, which does limit the viewing ability somewhat, but this can be helped by watching it in full screen on a brightly lit screen. Our film mainly focuses on differences in class as it contains two groups of people, one group dressed smartly and possibly part of a rich mafia style gang or mob, and the other group consisting of a seemingly ordinary person who lives in an ordinary house. Their surroundings also show the difference in status and class, because the people in the higher class are in a clean, light and spacious office, whereas the person in lower class is shown in a bedroom that is a bit cluttered and untidy and quite dark, with only one small window. There is, however, an obvious difference in class and status between the two characters, and all of the features mentioned help to show the difference between the two more clearly.
Send them in.
I think that this production would be shown in an independent cinema or a local arts cinema like Harbour Lights in Southampton. I think that this film would be classified by the BBFC as a 15. I have had a look at the classification requirements on film legislation, and I have used the information I gathered from the internet to determine that this film should be a 15. This is because there is sufficient violence and behaviour that is not suitable for a 12 certification. I think that this would be shown in an independent cinema or local cinema because it is a low budget production and probably doesn't have the quality that a mainstream film would.
We can't accept betrayal. Jensen must be found.
I think that the audience for our film will be mostly male, and teenagers to up to about the age of 30, maybe a little bit higher. This is because I think that the theme, the male characters and the action would appeal to men more than women typically. I think that this age range is suitable because it covers a reasonably wide range of people, and they are mainly the type of people who this film is aimed at. I think that the audience is likely to be middle class if it was shown in arts cinema, and middle or lower class if it was shown in independent cinema. However, if the film or just a clip of it was shown on YouTube, then it would reach a wider audience and a wider age range, and people who may not have been interested or targeted by marketing and advertising might be persuaded by the clips on YouTube. We tried to appeal to our audience by getting them interested from the start. This was done by having tension-style music playing right from the very start, which immediately shows the audience that the future is unclear, which will help to attract the target audience. Once we had the audience's attention because of the music, we used the conventions of thriller genre especially, considering mise-en-scène and editing, to try and entice a more specific target audience, which may also draw in some others outside the target. I think the fact that the whole cast for this film are male helps to attract the target audience of mostly males. The characters in the film are the type of characters that the audience may want to be like and admire, which would appeal to them even more. Also, I think the fact that one of the characters in the film lives in a very ordinary house could make the male audience connect with the character, and so they will want to see the film because they might aspire to be like them, and he is a more realistic idol because he seems very ordinary. In the process of constructing this product, I have learnt a lot about camera work and how to set up different shot types. This has helped me with editing as well, because I understand how to set up the camera to take the shots I need so that I can edit the film together easily. During the process, I have learnt how to upload and edit film on Pinnacle editing software, as well as iMovie, and have even started helping others to use the software how they want. Another piece of technology I have learnt is to use PBWorks. I had no idea about how to use something like this before, but now I can use it effectively to show pictures, video and text, and I have been able to use the internet to help me with my research, which I have been able to copy and paste into PBWorks.
Can't accept betrayal.
There are many things I learnt about the thriller genre before beginning the preliminary task. For example, the match on action that is used in many thriller films and is considered to be a convention of the thriller genre. We used this in our film noir piece and used it as much as possible in our final product. In our progression between the preliminary task and the final product, we have learnt about using lots of different shot types and camera angles, and we incorporated as many as possible into our final production to try and keep the audience's attention. I think the main things that I have learnt in the progression from the preliminary task to the final product is that there can be a range of subgenres within a genre, and that every detail in the film, editing and especially mise-en-scène matters and must fit the conventions to make the production a proper success.